Three folks, two fellas and one firecracker of a gal, walk into an interview for a job as an assassin. Now you'd think the title alone might give them pause, but nope. They all show up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to prove they've got the grit for the gig. The first guy, all buttoned up and looking like he wouldn't hurt a fly unless it insulted his mama, steps up. They hand him a gun, motion toward a room, and say, "Your target's sitting in that chair. Handle it." He puffs out his chest like he's about to make John Wick look like a Cub Scout, but the second he peeks inside, he turns ghost white. Out he stumbles, mumbling, "That's my wife in there. I can't do it." The interviewers share a collective sigh, the kind that says they've seen this song and dance before. "Well, bless your heart," one of them drawls. "But if you can't pull the trigger, you can't be an assassin. Best of luck finding something less murdery." Next up is the second fella. This one's got a little more swagger, like he watched The Godfather one too many times and thinks he's a made man. Same drill. They hand him a gun, point to the room, and tell him to take care of business. He hesitates, but eventually goes in, shutting the door behind him. A whole minute ticks by and then he comes out, eyes misty, lips trembling like a kid who just lost his puppy. "It's my wife," he says, barely audible. "I just can't do it." "Well, sugar," says one interviewer, now sipping coffee like they've seen this play out 1,000 times. "If you can't even pretend to be ruthless, this ain't your line of work. Next." Then in struts the woman, her heels clicking against the floor like a ticking time bomb. She doesn't waste a second. They give her the gun, point her to the room, and barely finish their instructions before she snatches the gun and marches inside. Not 10 seconds pass before the sound of banging and crashing erupts. Something falls, probably the chair, followed by a string of muffled curses that would make a sailor blush. The racket doesn't stop for a solid 5 minutes. Then the door swings open, and there she stands, hair a little wild, breathing like she just wrestled a gator, and her blouse now missing a button. "You might have mentioned that was my husband in there," she huffs, wiping her brow. "And the dang gun was loaded with blanks, so I had to finish the job with the chair. Y'all couldn't spring for a crowbar or something?" The interviewers stare at her, slack-jawed. Finally, one of them mutters, "Well, you've got the job.